Good morning, Sheree from meridiantherapies.com.au. As you can see me, I'm on our property, and behind me is our fruit orchards, and that's a star fruit where I'm standing out. So the reason why I come out here to do this video is because I'm going to tell a lot of people about how I treat and the paradigm of thinking of where I come from and how I treat when I do remedial massage, and I classify myself as a healer and natural therapist because I do everything that, you know, has evolved from nature. Everything that's natural I do. I stay away from all the chemical products as much as I can. So it just so happens to be, you know, that the good food source for the spiritual mind is being out in nature. So being out in nature and becoming, you know, grounded with the ground and nature and everything else around it. So, you know, this is a good source to go to the mountains, you know, to stare at trees, to stare at the sun, the moon and the stars, because this is a gazing effect. So it actually slows down your mind a little bit, and it brings you back to reality, and it brings you back to your local surrounds and what is surrounding you at the moment. And it brings you back into a state of awareness. So the reason why I chose outdoors and nature is because nature is through us and is with us and with us all the time. So back in the day, in the hunters and gatherers, you know, they followed nature. You had to follow nature. Evolution has come in, you know, electricity and lights, and has brought us further away from consciousness. Because the tribal gangs, you know, they had to go by the sun, so they would do everything that was important to them. So bathing, feeding, you know, spending time with their family before the sun went down. And anything else after that, you know, they had no choice but to go to bed because everything was in darkness until the morning. But, you know, when, for an example, I'm just going to give you one example because I could talk all day, but these videos I want to make really short, sharp and sweet, and bringing back into your awareness. So, you know, in winter time, you know, darkness comes sooner, and then in the morning, lighter becomes, you know, later. So back in the day, you know, that gave them 12 hours of sleep. They couldn't get up and go to work at 4 o'clock in the morning when it was still dark. So they were following the natural movements of nature. And there's so many modalities out there at the moment that are doing this, you know, like Qigong and yoga and stuff. So it's following and doing sun salutations, and it's following nature and trying to bring you back into balance and ground you, because nature is actually telling you a story. Each and every moment nature's telling you a story. You know, you look outside, you might see clouds. Oh yeah, rain might be coming, you know. So you can actually see everything as it happens. But a lot of people are losing awareness because they're chasing after artificial stimulants, such as materialism. So they're forgetting everything else around them, and it's go, 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 go. I've got no time to have a massage. I've got no time to do this or time to do that. But they've, you know, so are they actually looking after their internal health? A lot of people have come to me over winter. You know, what do trees do in winter? Trees hibernate. What do? We turn on the light, have more stimulants, causing the body, and because we're putting a lot of chemicals in there, causing the body to weaken, especially the kidney area. And this is what I'm going to talk to you about. Everything in nature is a cycle. It comes and it goes. You know, the bodies go back to ash, dust to dust. Trees fall down, and people use that as compost. And when the trees are broken down, and it's just all nature taking its place. But we don't stop any of that from happening. We don't give it any attention. It just happens. Why can't we just be? Why can't we just let life unfold as it's meant to unfold, instead of putting expectations on everyone all the time? And this is causing the body a lot of stress. So going back to the cycle, the body works in a cycle too. It's like a dishwasher and a washing machine. If you put it on halfway through its cycle, what's going to happen? It's not going to be clean, and the clothes are going to be dirty, or soap suds still on them. So what I'm here is to bring awareness back into the body, you know. I treat the whole body as one. I see the earth, and I see the nature, and I see life existence as one. We're one with all, and all through one. So I have a consistent method of teaching all the time. So someone comes in, I don't worry about the superficial muscles. I worry about what lies underneath that, and that's the meridians, and they're like hose lines. Most people are kinking their hose lines every day by sitting down. You know, what do trees do? Trees are always an extension. What do we do when we're sitting at the office all day? People say they want to go for a walk. They want to extend their body out so the energy starts flowing again. So I've designed, you know, my treatments are based around, because the kidney is called the lower burner, then goes the middle burner, which is the spleen and stomach, and the upper burner is the heart and lungs. So the kidney and liver support those upper levels. Blood transfers right up through. But if the kidney deficiency is weak, what's going to happen? Blood's going to stagnate. If the kidney area is cold, blood's going to stagnate and become thicker. Less blood's going to travel around the body. So the symptoms and conditions appear on the external world of colds, coughs, flus, asthma, you know, urinary bladder infections, liver disease. So all we have to do is, you know, nature's always telling us that story. Slow down and get grounded and get back to nature. Eat everything that you can that's natural for you. You know, don't just do it because of convenience. Become aware of what you're actually putting in internally. And the body will thank you for it. But the mind can't stipulate between anything it puts in. All it does is the body works in a cycle, a system, and it's just repetitive. And it just so happens that, you know, everything that you put in, and if you have awareness of what you put in, the system will start to regulate a little bit better. But if you're putting in more chemicals and causing coldness and dampness in the body, the blood stagnates, becomes still. You know, heat transfers blood around to the whole body. The blood, becomes more blood, more bodily fluids. So it's supporting the upper levels, and it continues in a cycle. And that's, again, I do the whole body. The body has to be done so if you do half of the body, what's the use of doing half a body when other things are affected along the chain to get to where it is that it's being affected? So usually if the upper body's being affected, it's come from the kidneys, because the kidneys aren't supporting the upper body, like I said, with enough blood at that time. You know, so liver's all to do with detoxing the blood. If you're putting in chemicals all the time, it's poisons through the blood. So what we have to do is we have to balance out. So it's the bitters that help us out, and that brings me to another thing. Oh, I got onto the essential oils. The essential oils all have that bitter property. So if you haven't got a lot of time living in this modern world, so I'm bringing back ancient techniques living in this modern world, so you haven't got enough time, you can add these oils into your water or your food. And they're there and they're convenient. So there's no saying, I don't have any time to go to the fruit store, or I don't have any time to grow my own vegetables. It's the most purest form from nature that I can actually think of, is pure essential oils. You know, it's sourced from nature, it's sourced from the plant. So it's going to do no harm. So, you know, it's already 8 minutes. I only want it to be 5. So I'm going to wrap it up in a few moments. But as you can see, you know, I totally agree that everyone should be spending, you know, relaxing time outside to get back in tune with nature. The body goes with nature. The body's not supposed to have an alarm clock to wake it up. It should just wake up automatically when the sun comes up. You know, they never had any of these tools in ancient times. So evolution has brought us further away from consciousness. It's made us that racy that our internal organs are shutting down, and we're not even aware of it until something major happens. And that's when awareness hits in. And maybe sometimes for some others it's just too late. But the body has always made you aware. It's saying slow down. It's giving you alarm bells all the time when things happen, little things. But people just, you know, put a block on it and keep going. Put a band-aid, keep going, keep going, keep going. You know, that band-aid is not going to hold eventually. And everything's going to go into chaotic and chaos. So that's the way that my philosophy is, and that's the way I treat every day. And I get huge results from it. You know, people say, is it that easy? And I said, yes, it is that easy. What you want to do is keep the kidneys warm, feed it with good, nourishing food, stress less, so there's less toxins going through and less cortisol being raised, so the blood is always staying warmer because the chemicals cause that coldness. And we always want that liver to keep detoxifying, so it's fresh blood. If it's not detoxifying and it's fresh blood, that's why we've got symptoms such as depression and psychotic behavior. Because if you had rubbish in your system, and then rubbish went through to your blood system, and rubbish went through to your mind, are you going to think clear? Compared to if you had clear, fresh, nutrient blood going through, you think you're going to be more balanced and more clear? I think so. I think you know the answer. So anyway, peeps, I'm going to wrap it up now, but I'm going to bring in many shorter videos with the essential oils, and I'm going to, you know, I'm giving you information here, so information that I've researched and known, and it's worked for me. But you know, you can either choose to agree with it or disagree, or take it on board, or just let it go. You know, I'm not a preacher. I'm just here to share my information and what I've learned and what's worked for me on a consistent level. So I hope you all have a great day, peeps. We'll stay in tune in the next, you know, couple hours. I'll have videos on more awareness and some essential oils. Thanks, and enjoy your morning. Bye.